Okay, so this is a coaching session for Silver 5 Vayne. It's bot lane Fiddlesticks versus Vayne versus Jhin Morgana. So far they should already have analyzed that they need to be a little bit more passive in this laning phase. They cannot 2v2 this lane anytime soon. Mid has more pressure on their end. Jungle has more pressure on their end early game. And top lane is pretty equal in pressure depending on skill level and matchup knowledge. Looks like we're already taking a pretty quick skirmish here. The Doran Shield buy was a smart buy in this situation because there's no scenario where they can be aggressive without any jungle assistance. And just in general, it's a really good buy against Morgana because of her W. Okay, wait, right here. We left at 141. We left red buff at 141, and then we took the longer pathing. I mean, the long pathing wasn't a big deal, but it's the fact that we left at 141, 142. A red buff, it is an ADC and support. Both of you need to be out of there by 137 at max so that you can catch this entire front wave of melee minions right here. So we should have left about 3-4 seconds earlier than what we did. Yeah, that's a general rule there. 137, you're out. That's the leash they get, whatever it was. See how we didn't get any of this CS right here? We got one maybe, but like the second one was a little absurd, but still, it's just bounds for missing XP and CS there. So that Q right there, that's actually really, that's not right at all to do that. You're going to notice that if you do that, you're left really vulnerable to poke and harassment by ADC players who know how to abuse you wasting and shooting forward like that. So you really just want to just take the walking motion. Don't Q forward like that for the minion. It's better to walk up and then Q back whenever you finish the CS. So for instance, let's say this CS right here is in danger zone. Walk up to it. And then Q back, Q to the side, anything. Don't Q forward, you just give up all chance of escape. Okay, so this is good right here, what you're paralleling the Jhin and the Morgana. Your Fiddlesticks is not doing so, and that's why he's getting caught by everything. So this is good right here. You just want to parallel aggressive lanes like this. This Fiddlesticks is getting hit by everything. So we can see that jungle is heading top side, so you know that you have pretty free room, so you're not going to get ganked anytime soon. Not that it's easy to gank a Fiddlesticks, but... So this is actually really risky positioning right here, what you just did right there. Which just would stay locked on you. Okay, so we've already lost this trade. He got caught out. There's no point in doing anything here in terms of extra trading. Alright, so right there. You're right here, and this would have been auto range for you. But you walked here, and then you chose to auto, so we really need to utilize the auto attack range. There was no point to get any closer. Considering his HP here, This may have been good if you were choosing to walk forward more, but because he's already in a bad position, you should have stayed at max range right here and chose to do the auto from here, not walk up all the way. Okay, so right here in general, why are we right here? We see Morgana and Jhin both walk in this bush. They have 2 spells that can lock you down. There's no reason to do any sort of I can dodge the skill shots kind of game when it's not necessary. You can just take the safe macro route and position yourself right here behind these minions. You have no chance of getting hit right there. Oops. So here we're doing it again. Just stay right here behind this minion here. Auto that. Okay, so right here, this is just general knowledge when it comes to autoing under turret. You had your empowered Q. If you autoed that with the empowered Q, and then the turret shot hit it, your next auto would have been able to clear it. And okay, yeah, there we go. Nice. What is your attack speed? So we have the wave in a pretty good spot. It's not pushed under turret for you, but it's in that sweet spot of freezing. You generally want it to be froze within here to here so that it's not under your turret, you're getting all the CS for free, and you're also in no gank danger. Okay, this was a good trade. This is really good. You see that Morgana's Fiddlesticks had Ignite. You guys may have been able to kill him there. You just ignore this shit right here. Focus on your minions. He's already zoned. There's no point of being right here. Just focus on the wave at this point. You're doing good right here. You want to stop letting these minions hit you though. So right here, you're going to build your wave up. So let's explain this. You let those 3 caster minions auto attack you while standing in front of the wave like that. That means they're not hitting your wave. So it's not going to freeze on your side. It's actually doing the reverse. You're doing a slow push instead of a slow freeze. Since they weren't damaging your minions, no minions are going to die on your side. Meaning that they're just going to keep building up stronger than what the enemy minions were taking them down. So that's really important. If you get minion aggro and you're trying to do a freeze, you need to immediately get rid of it and let them auto attack the minions so they can kill your minions. The whole point of doing a freeze is to deny enemies XP or gold. Well, and also for safety, of course. But those are 2 huge advantages you get from freezing. Okay, so we see that Udyr's kind of eyeing bot lane, but we're not really respecting him here. It looks like we're going for the Morgana. Okay, so if you want to get early game dominance, it doesn't matter what lane you're in, you want to play the numbers game. The numbers game means that Udyr jumped over here, Jaxel's right here, you were right here, Fiddle's right here, the 2 enemies were right here. 1, 2, 3, collapse on him, he has no escape, he just bombed over. He doesn't even have flash. I don't know if you guys had that marked or not, but that was a free kill essentially. but we chose to do a pointless trade here in a Morgana that we inevitably couldn't kill simply because we didn't even get her HP close to dying, but she also exhausted us. So we really want to play the numbers game. ADC is not about solo killing. Vayne is not about solo killing. Vayne is not about playmaking. Vayne is about sitting in the back doing DPS. She's not. It's just a champion that does really good DPS. You want to get the idea out of your head that Vayne needs to make all these cool plays, because that'll negatively impact how you play the champion and the usefulness that you'll get out of her. So you really want to be a team player with this champion as well. This champion is not meant to AFK split push. This champion's not Tryndamere. I can't agree with this wave setup, so let's see where the enemies are here. So we see that Talon's eyeing. Okay. We know mid's Mia. We know that mid's still Mia. Okay, we're backing off here because we think Talon's... Okay, Talon's coming. Okay, that's not awful then. And what do we get on our back? We get Cutlass outright. See, that's not an awful buy, but it's not the best buy to do it just because you can. I think a more efficient route would have been able to get boots and then the components of Cutlass, just because Cutlass gives you kill pressure, and you don't have any kill pressure into Morgana Jhin as of right now. So, and especially with your Fiddlesticks being 1 to 2 levels down. So I think you should have went the boots route, just because you need to evade Kite and be more proactive around the bottom Riverside map. So yeah, you want to think of Cutlass as kill pressure item, and then boots as a always go-to for most ADCs as a rush. Unless you can get your BF or something, of course. But yeah, you don't want to treat Cutlass like it's a BF item, because Cutlass is not comparable to BF. That would have been a more applicable rush if you were Lucian and you decided to rush it over boots, but being that you're Vayne against a high kill pressure lane when you have little to no kill pressure, it's meaningless. You'll never use the active for anything useful. It'd be much more of an advantage just to have the boot movement speed for Morgana, Q, Jhin W, things like that. Okay, let's analyze the situation here. We Q forwarded, okay? We have, what do we have up? We have our Archie, we have E, Q, Flash, Heal, okay? And we know that Jhin has 64 mana. He cannot do anything with 64 mana, unfortunately. I believe his W is even, what is it? Okay, his W is 50 mana, but that's available with your kit you have. Morgana does not have enough mana for her Q. Her Q, I lied, it's 60 mana. Okay, nothing costs mana on these champions. Irregardless, they have little to no HP. Jin's at 40%. You're at full. It doesn't really matter that this guy right here is out of the fight. If he wants to throw an E in, he can. This is a 1v2 opportunity. I say this simply because you have 2 levels on Morgana, 1 level on Jhin. If you flat out just RQ Cutlass this guy, he was definitely dead 100%, but let's see what you do. You back off. You just backed off right there. This was 2 kills and 600 gold that just got walked away. If I were you if I were you in that situation, that would have been balls deep right there. Looks like Ziggs may still get the job done though. Nice. Yeah, those two were 100% dead there if you just balls deep that. You need to understand your damages, Vayne. This champion is really good early game if the situation lines up right. So she's classified as a weak early game champion, but if a champion on the enemy team is 40% HP, 50% HP, your RQ auto and your passive will take them down to 3 autos at 50% HP with Cutlass. I mean, Vayne's damage, she has a lot of damage early game if you can utilize and get the situation to match up correctly. So it's really important if you're going to play an ADC like Vayne that you know your damage and you know what you can do. You can't be afraid to click R and just run at people that have weaker advantages than you on this champion. So just in case we do have a mindset of it, we don't want to have a mindset of Vayne's R key is so that she can go invisible when you're ganked to escape, because that's not even close to it. If you don't plan on fighting, if you plan on fighting very little and you miss your only 1 or 2 opportunities to get kills, you just threw away your solo queue opportunity to shine out in solo queue, which is what gets you divisions and ranks in general, because that would help with snowballing. So there's no such thing as wasting your R key as Vayne. It'll still be useful without your R key. So if you see an opportunity, take it. So this is good right here. We're freezing the wave, keeping the minions right here. But we shouldn't be auto-attacking anymore. We shouldn't be auto-attacking anymore. We just push these 3 minions when in return we want the wave to stay right here. We should have just last hit them only. So I think we're too far back right here, but it's okay. We need to be a little confident in our champion's kit to just Q abilities. Otherwise we let ourselves get too zoned and we have actually 0 pressure, which isn't good. Okay, wait, what was this? What was this trade? So we need to work on trading, really, like, overall. We have this ward, we have clear vision of them. So we see that Morgana's looking for a key opportunity here. Whatever, she missed it. So now we go for auto. E. Now you see one of 2 options. She's condemned against the wall. Jhin is right here. Both of you can focus Jhin, or you can focus the Morgana that can't do anything against the wall. Morgana's not going to be doing damage, while 2 of you are able to do damage, and Jhin will be doing damage. Option best here is to just immediately turn on this Jhin. Let's see what we do. We actually just walked in a few circles when he's like way over here, not even preparing to auto attack you. We could have done 1, 2 more autos and then queued away. So if we don't maximize trades like that, I mean, we're just going to get, like I said, the opportunities, solo kill opportunities cannot present themselves unless you set the scenarios up. Trading is one of those situations where you have to set the scenarios up for yourself.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, let's analyze the situation here. We see that Jhin is getting low on mana. He's 70 mana again. He cannot WQ you. He can pick one or the other, and he cannot flat out just R you. Morgana, getting low on mana, she will not really, considering her mana costs. Yeah, but Jhin is overall pretty vulnerable, and Morgana is the contester here. At this point, you should be pinging fiddlesticks to go for the go-in pings to R at this point to set up kill scenarios, because you do actually have the advantage on this Jhin at the moment. So once again, we're going to talk about trading here. Okay. You see that Morgana missed her Q. So that in return, while these two are completely stacked together, meaning that you're guaranteed to take both of their focus, you're guaranteed already. You queued into them intentionally just to hit this support right here. Now, if I was this Morgana, I would have immediately turned exhausted, R'd you. You have nothing. You have nothing to do to me. I have my spell shield up. You just wasted your Q. You can't aim me away, and now you're just completely fucked. So you inevitably took this trade to auto the Morgana, and in return, you took double focus. Okay, so I'm really confused here. So we're not prioritizing people either. We really need to work on prioritization and knowing how to trade. This is like your biggest contender in winning a lane here. So it starts off with taking a bad trade with the Q in. It's honestly awful to do this unless you know the matchup and the scenario correctly to be able to avoid taking poke and return hand. Okay, so we see that he did this here. So our first thought process is, hey, I'm going to RQ in, okay, whatever, and I'm going to cutlass the Morgana first. But we waste our E, so we RQ and then E, we don't auto. Why do we not RQ and then auto? We need to maximize our damage. That E was absolutely pointless. There was no reason that we should have clicked that. We don't just click spells to click them. We need to have a purpose for each spell. That your E is not for damage. It's not for, I need you to get out of my face. It's okay if that 0 mana Morgana is in your face. She's a walking 300 gold. Okay, now, we have a few options here. You just healed, okay? Great. You probably did it to save Fiddlesticks from the Jhin auto here. But we are actually standing on top of this Morgana when Jhin is completely in auto range, and we wait for her to completely get out of Hourglass instead of simply turning on this Jhin. So worst case scenario, this Morgana comes out of her Hourglass stasis here, okay? And she chases you down with auto attacks because she actually has no mana for neither her W or her Q. And this Jhin is sitting here like a duck with no sums blown. I mean, with all of his sums blown. So you actually just sit here and you walk back and forth. You did it again. You're continuing to do it. And then you walk back and back again. And then you RQ forward on top of Jhin to hit the Morgana that was near your turn area. So I'm going to say, even though that you killed this Morgana, none of this was even close to decent, and we need to work on prioritization. You would have killed Jhin. You would have killed Jhin and Morgana. They both would have been dead. You can't tunnel vision on one person because you see low HP. You need to see, okay, this person is no longer targetable. What's the next person that's targetable? You're DPS, not DP champion. You don't damage per champion when that champion is available. You damage per second. You have auto attacks up per second. Your auto attacks are a 0.90 second cooldown. Your auto attacks are your spell. If you're not using them every time they're up on whatever champion that's closest by you, you might as well not pick a marksman, and you might as well just play a bruiser like Jax or some shit. So we really want to utilize, if someone is untargetable, you can't auto them, focus the next person in your range. You're not meant to chase someone down as an ADC. That's what bruisers do. Bruisers just consistently jump on one person over and over and whack them down, while ADCs prioritize and switch targets. Like, it wouldn't have mattered if Morgana lived there, if you were to even kill Jhin, because Jhin would have been a higher priority target. Now, what does it mean when you kill Jhin in that situation and Morgana were to live? Why is it more worth to kill Jhin there? More worth to kill Jhin because he would have been denied XP, which is the hardest thing to recover in League of Legends, and he would have been denied gold. What XP advantages would do to you, you would have advantages on your spells, such as Q and cooldown advantages, and have a stronger presence overall in each skirmish and fight you participated in. So you really want to prioritize the switching targets there in situations like that, but that's actually a really common lower elo mistake, so you really want to nail that. You're not meant to blow every summoner to kill that one person in bot lane with 50 HP, while you could easily be hitting the person beside them that's completely vulnerable as well. Alright, so I'm going to give a small example here. Support running away right here. They're already right here, okay? We're gonna say this support has 50 HP, okay? And the ADC is right here, has no sums, and he's 50% HP, and this person is just one hit away, okay? You don't flash heal Q to auto this 50 support person right here. You whack at this person right here. You do not tumble, flash, heal to auto this 50 HP target. It doesn't matter if you get the kill, it's not worth it. Simply focus this target, and if this one comes closer and the situation comes to you and it's not forced, then you can take the opportunity to kill that person. But you do not under any circumstance force a situation that puts you beyond vulnerable. You could still miss the kill and get killed yourself. I mean, that's just not even resemble what Worth is about. So we really want to understand what prioritization and switching targets is in bot lane, because as a marksman, that's going to be one of the most important things that you can do in the specific role. You cannot have effective team fighting without understanding that inside and out. Okay. We're going to talk about out of the trade situation here. So he walked up right here to auto you. You were already guaranteed going to take the auto, but you didn't auto in retaliation. So you just decided to back away, even though you wouldn't have taken an extra auto attack. So you chose to... We're going to replay this here. We're going to go into the decision making of what we did right here. Okay, we're snared. We're definitely getting hit, or rooted. It does not matter. He's now in auto range, and we know he's getting that auto off. 100% we know he's getting it. So we contemplate turning, and then we use our Q key. What we should have done, auto, and then Q away, or auto, Q to the wall, auto, and then walk away. Anything but just taking harass for free, then you're just letting Jin say, okay, you're my bitch and there's nothing that you'll do about it, so I know I can continuously poke you, and then I just won't get punished. Okay, we're going to talk about number 2 mistake here. She's under turret, and these two have completely left her to die. It doesn't matter if you kill this person in any further situation down this video here. You should just be killing her with auto attacks under turret. 1 auto. 2 turret shots. 3 turret shots, and then she's at 50 HP. Dead. So it would have taken 2 turret shots combined with autos, and the town would not have been able to kill you simply because he had no R key and no sums. So it didn't matter that you killed her there. You could have done the situation more effectively and possibly defended the turret slightly better. This definitely could have been defended. Like, you may have been able to get a double, triple kill here, but we're not understanding what our champion can do completely, and we're not utilizing the kit. Okay, we're backing. We have our Bork already. I'm assuming we're buying boots. Yep. And we're level 10, so we should be having a blue yeah, we should have got a blue trinket immediately. They have an assassin.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Okay, we're going to get into the thought process here a little bit as a solo queue player, okay? You saw that Ziggs was already here. He's still farming. Now you can set yourself behind an XP and gold and come down here and look for some random skirmish that may or may not even benefit you. Who knows? We're just going to flip a coin here, okay? It may benefit you, it may not. Or we can go mid lane and match the Ziggs roam, and you match and go to mid lane and you take this XP and CS safely so that you don't get, dove or anything by Booty or Talon. But yeah, you don't want to just pointlessly and mindlessly go to bot lane because bot lane equals ADC lane, because that's not true. You do not carry by staying in bot lane as an ADC for 20 minutes. You carry by take this turret. Okay, now let's rotate mid or top. Take this turret. Take this turret. Look for Rifty, take Rifty. Okay, now snowball another lane. I mean, it's just a continuous domino effect with ADC. ADC is considered one of the best roles to carry with in solo queue right now. Okay, so it looks like Ziggs left, so it didn't really matter, I guess, but that would have been an option to get the XP. So your turret looks like it's inevitably going to fall here, so we're going to slow this down for a second. Okay, what's going on here? Wait. So I just want to be clear about this. Every single mistake that I've been pointing out to you, these are exclusively your fault and your mistakes, and it has nothing to do with his fiddlesticks whatsoever. He did not lose his lane for you. He's like a magnet to these kill shots. Don't get me wrong, but I would say that your mistakes outweigh this fiddlesticks' mistakes. And this is not just a personal opinion. This is based on how you've just in generally been playing this matchup and this laning phase overall. So like these things I'm pointing at, these are not small mistakes by any regards. These are drastic. These are lane changing. These are mid game changing for you and your team as well. Okay, so what we did right there, we saw the fiddle was dead, we walked away, then we walked back again, and then we walked away. Be firm about your decision. Don't second guess yourself. If you're going to run away, run away. You're not a 1v2 champion at this point of the game. You don't get to walk into Morgana and Jhin and say, I'm going to kill you both at level 11 with only a Bork. It's not going to happen. So yeah, just be clear about your decision so you don't get punished by Morgana simply or Flash R exhausting stuff. There's a million chances you get caught out there. Just be firm about whatever you think is best in the situation. Okay, at this point we are walking bot lane, and we change paths it looks like because we see Rift spawn. Whatever, that's the good call to go to inhib if you don't catch it out. This Talon is decently fed. We still don't have that blue trinket though, so we don't know if Talon's ever going to assassinate us or not, and we can't ward safely. Okay, right here. Kill Jhin. Kill Jhin. I don't want to know what the rest of the clip is. If I was in your shoes, Jhin is dead right now, so we're going to see what happens. Okay, so we should have immediately just RQ borked him right there. Just ramble him down. We see that the entire team is having presence right here. Jungle, support. No one to back him up. Unless for some reason Talon is hiding over here, which is unlikely because all the pressure right now is at the top side of the map. So by your best judgment, and him just side pushing the bot lane right now, immediate RQ Bork. Bork is a really important start. You need to do RQ and then Bork so that you can kite and chase him easy. And see, he flashed because he's afraid of you. So he flashed for good cause too, because that was a free kill for you if you even invested even an auto attack or two in there with your RQ. It's like he had a very valid reason to be afraid there, but you just simply never take these opportunities. Yeah, and these opportunities are what's going to separate you from personally climbing or not. I mean, you would have had at least 5 or 6, maybe even 7 kills by now, maybe more if you had the damage that you'd have off the snowball with more kills. Yeah, you missed quite a few opportunities actually for valid kills that were definitely given in the situation. So your champion is not meant to have 20 items in order to be useful. your power spike is Guinsoo, so... And Bork, you're not weak with Bork. You're about on the same tier with Lucian when you get Bork. You can 1v1 almost any ADC with that item. As long as they don't have a ton of like gold difference because of kills or something.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But yeah, with Bork on Vayne, you're pretty much the 1v1 god in terms of dueling any ADC one-on-one. It's like Jax getting his Triforce. You win after that most of the time. Exclusions would be like Draven. You'd have to outplay him really hard, and he should naturally just beat your kit with one item. Okay, so we see that the entire team's heading to Dragon, but we've already put a price tag on Dragon. So that you've put a price tag about 70 gold for what Dragon is, because you decided that clearing these first few melee minions here was more important than taking the journey over here. Even if a skirmish were to pop out, you're not in that skirmish now, so it's not your team's fault for engaging, it's your fault for not rotating with them. Like I said, Vayne is not meant to be an AFK farmer, split pusher. You're not meant to scale every game. You're just not meant to. Most of the games, Vayne players will end with 1, 2, maybe even 3 items at best. So if your realistic goal of playing Vayne is to hit 5 items every game, do not play this champion, because that's simply not what Vayne is about. She does not want to go to late game every game. I mean, it's your strong point, but if your idea is to go to late game every game, then your idea is that you're giving the enemy a million more opportunity to win the game, because champions that are not just you fall off. We're going to give an example of... Fiddlestick support is not the greatest. Udyr would slightly fall off. I mean, if these guys were on your team is what I'm saying. The champions that you would have on your team could fall off. It's always important to end as quick as possible. Yeah, and yes, even if you're a hyper-scaling ADC like Vayne, you want to end the game as quickly as possible. Okay, we still have no blue trinket right now. Alright, so we know Talon is bot side, but we're not really playing as if he's bot side right now. Yeah, I mean, if he pats anywhere near here, he could potentially just kill you. So we see our team is grouped mid, and we've already put a... Well, it's not, I wouldn't say our team, it's just 2 people. Okay, they shouldn't be pushed up that far, that's not on you. From a solo queue standard, this is a decent move. But not in regards to just blindly walking past this area right here. This is danger zone with the Talon, with your turrets gone like this. So that's a smart ward, but this is still danger zone. Pathing, I mean, this is still really risky for you. Alright, so if we put a price tag on what Baron buff is worth, so you can actually see their spells.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Was this game winnable and carryable by you as a solo queue player? Yes, 110% this game was able to be carried by you. The mistakes I listed, if they were corrected, this game could have been carried. It would have been hard with the Fed Talon, but it would have been definitely more manageable than what you could. Well, just the situation in general we're at right now. It's very snowbally on their end. We didn't really get to review much team fighting in this, but I think we reviewed a lot more important information such as laning phase, rotations, lane prioritization, and champion prioritization. It's important that we also don't tunnel vision. This is pretty much the gist of this specific clip. Your CSing, it's really common that Vayne players in general will want to quote-unquote scale. They'll want to farm a lot. It's better just to group. you can't play like Tryndamere. So when you're playing Vayne, you have to actively think, would I be more useful if I were to group with these other 3 people mid lane and participate in a skirmish dealing DPS to anyone in the front line that comes at my frontline team? Or would I be more useful farming here and my team fight a 3v5 and then blame my 3 teammates for engaging on those enemy 5 people? It really comes down to, are you trying to flip a coin by farming every game and trying to scale? Or are you trying to actually be useful as a solo queue player in terms of what you can affect and impact on your games?